Hello, my name is Pooja. Welcome to another episode of Around the World. Recently, the 15th general elections were held in Malaysia. These elections were held about 8 months before the end of the term of the 14th Parliament. Although no political party got an absolute majority in these elections, but the People's Justice Party emerged as the largest party in a hung result, winning 82 seats in the 222-seat Diwan Rakyat House of Representatives. Major political upheaval was also witnessed in these elections. 97 years old Mahathir bin Mohamad, who served as Malaysia's Prime Minister for more than 2 decades, lost his seat. Mahathir bin Mohamad is also known as pro-China and anti-India leader. On the other hand, the coalition led by the United Malays National Organization, which ruled Malaysia from independence till 2018, could win only 30 seats. Significantly, Anwar Ibrahim, the leader of the People's Justice Party, which emerged as the largest party in these elections, was invited to form the government, as no party could get a clear majority. The young Di Pertuan Agong, that is, the King of Malaysia, administered the oath to Ibrahim as the 10th Prime Minister of Malaysia. The election of Anwar Ibrahim as the Prime Minister of Malaysia is considered to be the beginning of a new era in Indo-Malay relations. Notably, Indo-Malay relations had soured due to Malaysia's closeness with Pakistan and China for the past several years. But Anwar Ibrahim, as a minister and leader of the opposition, always advocated maintaining good relations with India. As we know, Malaysia has been leaning towards Pakistan and China in the last few years, and the biggest reason for this has been political leadership of Malaysia. The biggest challenge for Anwar Ibrahim as the Prime Minister of Malaysia will be breaking the perception that Malaysia is inclined towards Pakistan and China. The best solution for this challenge is that Malaysia should enhance its relations with India. Actually, Malaysia supported Pakistan on the Kashmir issue. Even the then Prime Minister of Malaysia, Mahathir bin Mohamad, termed the abolition of Article 370 a unilateral action of India in the United Nations. However, later in an interview with the WION news channel, Mahathir bin Mohamad stated that Malaysia has cordial relations with India in areas other than the Kashmir issue. After the abolition of Article 370 on 5th August 2019, the sentiments of the Indian public were so strong that they highly opposed Malaysia's stand on this issue. As a result, the government of India banned the import of palm oil from Malaysia. India's decision intensified the tensions between the two countries, and the relations between the two countries are tense even now. If the experts are to be believed, then Ibrahim becoming the Prime Minister of Malaysia is a sign of restoration in India-Malaysia's relations, as Ibrahim has praised India's anti-terrorist campaign many times. Like India, Malaysia is also a country of ethnic and religious plurality. The majority of the Malaysian population is Malay Muslim, but significant number of indigenous communities and people of Chinese and Indian descent are also Malaysian citizens. According to an Al Jazeera report, the appointment of Anwar as the Prime Minister of Malaysia has definitely brought relief to the non-Malaysians and progressive people, especially Indians, residing in Malaysia, as Anwar Ibrahim is considered a reformist and democratic leader who had to go to jail for raising his voice against religious bigotry and conservatism. Interestingly, Malaysia has given shelter to the so-called Islamic scholar Zakir Naik, who has been held responsible for inflammatory speeches and anti-national activities in India. Since people like Zakir Naik are being given shelter in Malaysia, the identity of Malaysia is becoming that of a religious fanatic and conservative nation. Malaysia, like India, was also a part of the British colonial empire and has also adopted the British parliamentary form of government. After the formation of the new government, an important deal is being discussed between the two countries in the defense sector, and the success of this deal can re-strengthen the relationship between the two countries. Let us know about this deal. Actually, South Korea and India are two strong contenders in front of Malaysia for the purchase of defense weapons. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, owned by the Government of India, is engaged in completing the deal with the Royal Malaysian Air Force for the LCA, that is, Light Combat Aircraft and Tejas Mark 1A. For the last several months, sometimes this deal seemed to be going in India's favor and sometimes in South Korea's favor. But this deal could not be signed yet due to political uncertainty and elections in Malaysia. In such a scenario, with Anwar Ibrahim becoming the Prime Minister of Malaysia, the possibility of this deal going in India's favor has been strengthened. However, if Malaysian reports are to be believed, then the possibility of this deal going in South Korea's favor is more than that of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. But if Malaysia decides to sign this defense deal with India, then the relations between Malaysia and India will get a boost. It is worth mentioning that Indian aircraft manufacturer Hindustan Aeronautics Limited opened its branch in Malaysia earlier this year to promote such defense ties. HAL's Malaysia branch has been mainly open to oversee the Tejas deal and to meet other requirements of the Royal Malaysian Air Force. Till now, such branches in Malaysia were opened by Russia for Sukhoi 30 fighter jets and by the UK for the development and servicing of Hawk trainer planes. It is evident that India is reaching out to Malaysia for its defense deals. Furthermore, countries like Indonesia and Philippines have shown interest in purchasing Indian-made weapons such as BrahMos cruise missile, fighter jets, and helicopters. It will also nudge other Asian countries to sign defense deals with India. That's all in this episode. Let us note down the question based on today's story. Analyze the recent regime change in Malaysia in view of Malaysia-India bilateral relations.